Welcome to Fashion Reverie Talks. I am Cicily Daniels.
I am Tijana Ibrahimovic.
Fashion Reverie takes you from the front lines of fashion to the front row.
And all of Fashion Reverie Talk segments are based on published content found on fashionreverie.com.
So remember, if you want more information on the segments, go to fashionreverie.com.
So, Cicily, we are back after our 3 months hiatus, and we're so excited about returning and talking to our viewers about all that is happening in the fashion industry. So in this episode, we'll talk about celebrities rocking spring 2023 fashion trends. And we also have an interview with jewelry designer Alzerina Gomes. And at the end of our episode, our editor-in-chief, William Gooch, will talk briefly about the upcoming New York Bridal Week, spring 2024 season.
Yes, and if you like this episode, and I'm sure that you will, don't forget to click the subscribe button. We start every episode with our fashion news. All of our news segments are based on the fashion news alerts found on fashionreverie.com. Okay, so we are going to jump into the current events of fashion, and I will start with H&M's collaboration with the iconic French fashion brand Mugler. Is it Mugler? No, someone who knows things. Tijana, you're my European insight person.
I think that's better. That's good. I think the first name is even more complicated because it's an American version and a French version of pronunciation.
Oh my goodness. So they have a collab lookbook, and you guys, from the photos, this looks like a really hot collection. It is full of energy, playful, youthful, body positive, and open to everyone's identity, but also important to me is big price points. So things are ranging from $49.99 to $749. And I like that there's a range because, you know, all of us don't always have $749 to drop, but want to still get to experience, you know, new fashion. So like, I think that's really exciting. H&M's creative advisor and Sophie Johansson said that Casey and the Mugler team have been very generous in offering up so many of the house classics and signatures, and people are going to recognize these from the runway and the red carpet. That's very, you know, that can be very exciting. And the design aesthetic has some cinched waist, oversized shoulders, baggy jeans, jackets, and there's menswear garments as well. Like, I think it looks really exciting. Jewelry is included, and this collaboration includes iconic supermodel Jerry Hall and a host of other like big names in fashion. So I think it seems pretty exciting. What do you think, Tijana?
Yeah, Jerry Hall, the freshly divorced supermodel. Well, what I think we will actually talk about it a little more later, but I see in the campaign there is jean part of it. So that's one of the big spring trends. So definitely something to incorporate.
Okay. Well, you know,
speaking of supermodels, I didn't want to throw in another piece of fashion news, which is Victoria's Secret is bringing back their iconic runway show, and they are including Adriana Lima. She is returning to Victoria's Secret as brand ambassador and the face of its new Heavenly Dream Angel Eau de Parfum campaign. So I'm excited to, first of all, see the show back because I loved the show. I know there was a lot of complaints at the time of cancel culture, but I can't wait to get back to glamour and sexiness. Well, let's see if they keep it the way it was, but I'm excited to see it. And also, I will spritz the Heavenly Dream perfume once I pass by Victoria's Secret and see, you know, how it matches my skin chemicals, since it contains notes of raspberry, amber, and musk. And Adriana Lima looks very springy / summery in her flowing yellow gown. So it gives me that delicious expectation in sense.
Yes. Well, that gown is gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to the show and the fragrance.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And in some sad news, fashion has lost British fashion journalist and style director Michael Roberts. Michael Roberts has passed away. Many Americans might not have known Roberts, but he was a very important figure in British and European fashion. Early in his career, he worked at Tatler magazine and then came stateside to work with Tina Brown at Vanity Fair as the style and fashion director and had a lot of iconic covers. And also worked with Brown at The New Yorker as the fashion director. He also worked for British Vogue and Boulevard magazine. He had a kind of a multifaceted career in that he also published illustrated books and directed the 2017 documentary Manolo, the Boy Who Made Shoes for Lizards, about Manolo Blahnik. And so, it wasn't only working in magazines, which had an extensive resume. And last year, he was actually appointed the commander of the Order of the British Empire for his services to fashion. Michael Roberts died at his home in Sicily, Italy, and he was 75 years old. So we pay tribute to him.
Condolences to his family.
Yes, yes. And I think that's the end of our fashion news that we are presenting. But if you want to find out more information, stay on top of it, please go to fashionreverie.com. So the next thing that we are going to be talking about today is Tijana, my beautiful, brilliant co-host, who is going to be bringing us into the spring fashion trends, especially those that celebrities are bringing, because, a lot of times they're setting the pace. So Tijana, please tell me about who you liked and what they were wearing and what do I need to be buying so that I'm looking really cute this spring.
Well, I'm always so happy when spring comes around because even though we're in New York and a lot of people, are joking, oh, I'm going to put away my black black winter clothes and take out my black spring clothes. But that's a joke. It's not really true because we all do love colors, especially those that are in the fashion industry. And also, I think it just seems better when it comes to, Instagram posts and all that. So one of the first trends that I already brought up is denim. So most of us do have denim in our closets already, and it's an easy trend to have fun with for spring 2023. It's such a forgiving fabric because you do not have to worry about anything. You just throw it on. You don't have to worry about wrinkles or like how it's going to look like by the end of the day. So denim is a very grateful fabric to wear and to have. And so denim on denim has been a big thing for this season as well. I mean, the first thought that comes to mind is, of course, Britney Spears on her denim on denim combined pair appearance with Justin Timberlake years ago, if you all remember. But one of the latest great examples on the red carpet is Dakota Johnson, who she was ahead of this spring 2023 trend because she looked like fashion forward at the 2023 Sundance Film Festival in a complete denim ensemble. So.
Oh, that's lovely with the jacket and the kind of bustier. I love that.
Yes. So let's move on to the next trend. I actually personally was never too much into this trend because I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'9", so I don't need any platform shoes. I look like the tallest of the group if I wear big platforms. But they're back, and that definitely works for those that need a little to elevate their height a little bit. So actually, platform shoes have been in style for a few seasons. Some are great bold printed options for this season 2023, which does bring a little bit of innovation to what we're used to. I mean, it's kind of your choice whether or not you want to go with platform heels or just platform flats, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
people do, yeah, the flats. I haven't been wearing them a lot lately because I'm a mom and I've been wearing a lot of tennis shoes, but I do like platforms because sometimes I feel like they're a little easier on your feet. I think because of how it distributes your weight. Like if you're wearing heels, like sometimes it
yes.
doesn't put so much pressure. So that is a benefit. And I like, as a tall girl, I'm 5'7", but I'll wear a platform and then I'd be like, yes, I am also like a model. So like so Tiana, we just have to pick the day that we want to be tall.
I know, but you know, they're also great if you're wearing gowns. So if the gown is too long and you don't want it to sort of um, clean up the floor.
Exactly. That's right. You haven't had time to go to your tailor yet. Get a pair of platforms. Exactly.
And so one of the other trends that I wanted to add, and the rest you can check out on Fashion Reverie, are ruffles. So ruffles, I think, are tricky. And I think you have to be careful how you wear ruffles, especially if you're not sample size. But they do bring dramatic flair to your wardrobe. And you do need ruffles. It's dramatic, beautiful. It even brings like a little bit of a glamour and a luxury to items. So I think Lizzo did a great job showing up on a red carpet with ruffles in a couture gown by Robert Woon. And so she wore giant ruffles, but they framed her body so well. So the designer did a really good job in making her figure look amazing. So yeah. That's the way to go. That's how you wear ruffles.
Oh, I like the color with the gold. It really like frames her figure, makes her look very shapely, and like going alongside of her body like that, you know, like really just draws that attention into her dress with that ruffle. So I like it. I'm here for the ruffles. There you go. Thank you, Tijana. Well, again, as Tijana said, if you want to have the full list, and I know that our listeners and viewers do because we want to stay on trend, go to fashionreverie.com. Thank you, Tijana.
Hello, Fashion Reverie viewers again. I'm here with Alzerina Gomes, a jewelry designer that actually we have an honor to have at Fashion Reverie Talks. Alzerina, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Fashion Reverie. Thank you, Tijana. Nice meeting you.
I'm excited to talk to you about your career and, your background and what do you think is coming up, especially now that we're also excited about the future trends of 2023. So I know that you started your career as a fashion model in Paris before you became a jewelry designer. So let's talk about that a little bit. How was it working as a model back then? What do you think? What are some of your beautiful memories you have?
Well, my first beautiful memories, it's when I was landed a gorgeous dress at Daniel Swarovski Paris to put on. And that they just asked me to take a walk, and I took a walk in this beautiful gown, and I felt tall and stunning and powerful. And yeah, that is my first memory of being a model.
Oh, that's great. Well, actually, it kind of matches what future had in store for you because you turned jewelry designer. And I mean, if you wore a Swarovski covered crystal dress, it kind of matches perfectly.
Yep, definitely. Go ahead. Sorry.
Have you incorporated crystals in your jewelry line?
Yes, definitely. When I started my company, when I started Alzerina Jewelry, it was the base basically was with Swarovski crystals. My boss at Danielle Swarovski, when I left Paris to New York, I told her that I wanted to maybe start making jewelry, and she encouraged me to do so. And she gave me everything I needed to start the jewelry making. So basically, Alzerina Jewelry is really, there is a big foundation from Rose-Marie Legally, which was the directress of Danielle Swarovski at the time.
So how would you describe your jewelry line? What are some of the signature looks, or actually, how did you come up with an idea to start a jewelry line? Have you always been a fan of accessories?
Well, I was a clothing designer before, back in my country, in Cape Verde Island. I started sewing for people when I was 14. And accessories was never in my mind until I moved to Paris, until I started working for Danielle Swarovski. And so my inspiration for accessories was when I saw all the crystals, the colors, and also when I moved to New York, I saw all these beautiful women walking on the street. And I said, well, I can definitely accessorize them. And that's when I really thought I would combine my passion for the crystals and my knowledge that I got from Danielle Swarovski into a collection. So I started the collection Alzerina, and then little by little, I started introducing different collections to the brand until today.
And so what are your current collection draws inspiration from your homeland?
Yes. So in Cape Verde, we have a bead that it's mostly about positive energy. And I grew up seeing all family having one, or giving, as soon as a kid was born, 7 days later, they would give one for protection, to bring wealth and health, I think. So
it's a certain type of bead?
Sorry?
It's a certain type of bead, or it's
yes. Actually, I have. It's a black bead with a polka dot white on it, and I mean, it's almost kind of evil eyes, but just we see it differently. We don't see it as an evil eye, or it's mostly to bring positive energy, to hold it when you feel stressed. There is a lot of ways that Cape Verdean people believe in this bead, right? So I myself, when these beads came to me, we find it at my mom's house. I find a bunch of them at my mom's house, and then someone else asked me if I use the beads, and I got another batch from a company that had some that didn't want them. So I decided that these beads were calling me to bring their voices to life. And I decided to start this collection to bring it to history, because I think it's a big part of Cape Verde history, but we don't talk about it. There is nothing on Google. So I start this collection, and then I start interviewing all the people, asking them what they thought about the beads in different islands, because in Cape Verde, it's 9 habitable islands. So each island, basically, they have a different names, or they have a different belief. So I start getting some information about this bead, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to have the story of the beads in the Cape Verde history.
That is fascinating. It's very interesting. I have never heard of it. And I think a lot of people really love to have these lucky charms, sort of speak. And especially if there's a story to it. So we all love Evil Eye, but this is also like an additional something
Yeah.
else we could add to our, especially those of us that are like a little bit superstitious, that we can
Yeah.
add
Yeah.
to our collections.
Definitely. And that's
So
what I'm looking for.
yeah, that's great. New York Bridal Week is a few days away, and you have some great pieces for brides. How did you come up with those?
Well, me as when I got married, I designed my own jewelry and for what I wanted. And I am a big fan of bridal gowns and, the time what to see women get married. So I really decided to create a collection, a bridal collection that would, make the women feel more feminine, elegant, and just to add a special touch in their gown for the special day. So we have been my bridal collection been in bridal guides, in different bridal magazines, and it's very simple and a little sparkle of to your special day. So
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and Fashion Reverie viewers.
of course.
I'm looking forward to checking out your jewelry line. This is actually a great way to segue into our editor-in-chief, William Gooch, talking about Bridal Fashion Week. So we'll see you soon, Alzerina. Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you.
Well, another exciting segment. Let's talk to William Gooch about the Bridal Fashion Week coming up.
Well, you guys, it's so great to be back after our 3-month hiatus, and we're coming back right before New York Bridal Week. And one thing I do want to say that Alzerina did not include in her interview, because we just have so short amount of time, is those beautiful Cape Verde beads are related to the transatlantic slave trade. Those beads were traded between certain people or tribes. I don't quite know the whole story with the actual transatlantic slave trade. Cape Verde, which we know is on the outside of Africa near Senegal, was a holding post for the slaves that were being transported from the mainland to go to South America, North America, the Caribbean. So there were the prisons there that held a lot of the slaves. Those prisons are still in place in Cape Verde, and they would trade those beads with the little white dots it was a currency for slaves. Isn't that very interesting? And Alzerina has done an incredible job bringing that story to life, which you guys will find more about that story with my interview with her on fashionreverie.com. So I just wanted to put that in because we just didn't have a whole lot of time for her to explain the incredible history of those beads. But that said, Bridal Week starts this coming Monday. Cicily, I know you will be with me at some of the bridal shows.
Yes, I will.
Tijana's going to pop in and out when she can. But we're so excited about New York Bridal Spring 2024 season. And for our viewers who don't know, bridal collections basically are shown a year in advance of those garments being available, because most brides plan their weddings 6 months to a year in advance. So instead of us seeing fall bridal collections, we're actually seeing bridal collections that are for next spring. So that's why we call it Spring 2024. And we just love all the beautiful bridal gowns that are more than a white dress. I always thought, my God, why would I want to go to Bridal Week? It's just one white dress after another. It's not just that. It's gowns, bridal fare or bridal garments for the wedding reception, the bridal party, the rehearsal party. It's bridal jumpsuits, cocktail dresses, accessories, shoes, headwear. It's everything. And we love going. It's very intimate. It's so much fun. And there's always cocktails at every bridal show. So we can get our drink on at the bridal show. So we have so much fun. And this season, we expect a lot of spectacular bridal collections from people that we all love: Naeem Khan, Inez Santo, Mira Zwillinger, Thea, Ann Barge, Vera Wang, Badgley Mishka, which we are actually going to their show, me and you, Cicely, this season. We went last October. So we're all excited. And then we have a couple of new brands. I'm just going to go down the list very quickly. Liz Martinez, who's showing for the first time in New York Bridal Week. Chanel Bridal Bikini. I don't know what that is. Bridal bikinis, I guess. Kuku Lelo Shaheen is showing. Anara Bridal. Rami Al Ali Bridal. And Sync Bridal. And a host of other brands making their debut at New York Fashion Week Bridal. We're all excited about it. We will bring you full coverage on fashionreverie.com. Don't forget to go to fashionreverie.com to read our reviews, not only of the beautiful bridal gowns, but bridal shoes, headwear. We're also going to do a whole sketch article. Everything you need, you will find at fashionreverie.com. So we're all excited.
Yes, I'm excited. I love bridal. So as you know,
I know you love bridal.
I tell you guys every year because it's true. I have the best time.
You have the best time.
I definitely. Well, I think that is it. Viewers, we thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Fashion Reverie Talks.
And we would like to thank our guests, Alzerina Gomes, and our editor-in-chief, William Gooch.
For information on these and other stories, go to fashionreverie.com. Thanks so much for watching.